Are you ready to see how a single policy could redefine the way you buy cars? When it comes to making a smart car purchase, we all strive to invest wisely. But what if I told you that a groundbreaking mandate is about to turn the auto industry on its head? In this video, we reveal how President Donald Trump's bold order that every car sold in America must be built domestically is poised to shake up the market, impact your wallet, and even influence job opportunities. From surging prices and supply chain upheavals to fierce international trade battles, these shifts might affect you more than you expect. And trust me, some of the twists in this unfolding story will truly shock you and affect you directly. Stick with us to the end because this isn't just industry news, it's a crucial guide for your future financial decisions. What's happening? In a move that has captured headlines from New York to Tokyo, the president declared that every automobile available to consumers in the United States of America must be produced on American soil. This statement was not a mere suggestion, but a direct order intended to shift the locus of production back to the homeland. The announcement has prompted immediate and varied reactions. International automakers, who have long benefited from cost efficiencies and flexible production models abroad, are now faced with an unprecedented challenge. Governments around the world are bracing for the fallout, knowing that decades of global supply chain integration may be at risk. Leaders from countries that have historically enjoyed robust economic relationships with the United States of America have expressed concern about the potential disruption of their industries. The mandate strikes at the heart of globalization, upending an economic model that has allowed companies to thrive by tapping into international markets and competitive labor forces. This policy, if implemented in full, could compel companies to overhaul production facilities, renegotiate supply contracts, and reconfigure entire logistics networks. The sheer scale of change required is monumental, leaving many to wonder, what are the real consequences of forcing automakers to manufacture domestically? Breaking the global model. The global automotive production model is a masterpiece of international cooperation and efficiency. For decades, foreign automakers such as those based in Germany and Japan have structured their operations around a network of suppliers, factories, and distribution channels that span multiple continents. These companies have meticulously designed their supply chains to maximize cost savings and ensure a steady flow of components, all while maintaining competitive pricing in the marketplace. Their operations depend on a delicate balance between assembling vehicles in the United States of America and sourcing parts from around the globe. This intricate system, however, is under severe strain as the new mandate forces a fundamental rethinking of how and where vehicles are produced. The pressure to adapt is immense, as companies must now consider relocating entire segments of their production processes to American soil. This challenge is not merely logistical, it is strategic. Automakers are now grappling with the risks of deglobalization, where the benefits of international collaboration are replaced by the uncertainties of domestic production. The task of dismantling a decades-old global model and rebuilding it under entirely new parameters is daunting. Rebuilding American industry. At the heart of this policy shift lies the promise of revitalizing American industry. For many in the United States of America, the announcement evokes a vision of rebirth, a chance to reclaim lost jobs and reinvigorate communities that have suffered from the offshoring of manufacturing. Key states such as Michigan and Ohio, once synonymous with industrial might, now stand on the cusp of potential resurgence. The policy is seen as a pathway to recover over 5 million lost manufacturing jobs, a prospect that carries enormous economic and social significance. However, the path to rebuilding is fraught with challenges. Modern manufacturing in the United States of America is not a simple return to the past. While automation and advanced technologies have streamlined production and increased efficiency, they have also reduced the number of traditional assembly line roles. This means that while there is the potential for job creation, the nature of these jobs will be different from what many Americans are accustomed to. There is a pressing need to balance the benefits of technological advancement with the imperative of generating meaningful employment opportunities. Moreover, the revival of domestic industry could serve as a stimulus for local economies, sparking a chain reaction of investment in infrastructure, education, and technology. Could this policy lay the groundwork for a new industrial era? Automaker response strategies. In response to the seismic shift mandated by this policy, automakers are rethinking their strategies with urgency. International brands such as those from Germany and Japan are now forced to reassess their long-term investments and operational models. Many companies have already begun evaluating how best to adapt their manufacturing processes to comply with the new requirements. For instance, some have initiated plans to expand existing facilities or even construct new plants within the United States of America, despite the considerable costs involved. At the same time, domestic industry leaders, including venerable names like Ford, are positioning themselves to seize the opportunity. By leveraging their existing investments in American manufacturing, these companies aim to strengthen their competitive edge and capture a larger share of the market. However, real-world challenges abound. Increased production costs could force companies to cut back on hiring or delay job growth in certain areas. Additionally, logistical hurdles may strain supply chains, causing delays and impacting local economies. Despite these difficulties, some companies see the mandate as a transformative opportunity to innovate, improve sustainability, and create new, specialized job opportunities in areas like clean energy and technology development, ultimately aiming to secure long-term dominance in a rapidly evolving landscape. This strategic divergence creates a critical question for the future of the automotive industry. Which companies will emerge stronger from this policy shift? The answer will depend on a multitude of factors, including the speed at which automakers can reconfigure their supply chains, the efficiency of their domestic production processes, and their ability to innovate under new constraints. As the world waits with bated breath, the unfolding responses of these industry giants could redefine the competitive landscape for decades to come. The dramatic shift in policy presents a transformative moment for the automotive sector and the broader economy. It challenges long-established norms and forces a reevaluation of what it means to be competitive in a global market. As automakers, consumers, and policymakers grapple with the consequences, the stakes have never been higher. The potential for both groundbreaking opportunity and significant disruption looms large over an industry that has long been a symbol of modern industrial prowess. What are the real consequences of forcing automakers to manufacture domestically? Can these companies overcome the risks of deglobalization? Could this policy lay the groundwork for a new industrial era? Which companies will emerge stronger from this policy shift? These questions linger in the air as the automotive world stands at a crossroads, facing a future that promises to reshape not only the industry itself, but the economic fabric of the United States of America. Rising prices. Who pays the price? Imagine walking into a dealership and realizing that your dream car now costs several $1,000s more than it used to. This is not a mere exaggeration, but a prediction rooted in recent studies that suggest prices for new vehicles could increase by as much as several $1,000s. The cost increase is not a simple adjustment. It represents a dramatic shift in the financial dynamics of the automotive market. For many families, especially those in the middle-class bracket and those with limited disposable income, these elevated prices could have a significant impact on their purchasing power. The economic implications extend far beyond a simple rise in price tags. Consumers who once enjoyed a wide range of affordable options may now find themselves forced to make difficult choices. The new cost structure may push buyers to turn their attention to the secondary market, where used cars become the only viable alternative. Car sharing services and alternative modes of transportation, such as public transit or even bicycles, may witness an unexpected surge in popularity as individuals seek more cost-effective solutions. The traditional allure of a brand new vehicle might be replaced by the pragmatic decision to opt for a used car, which often comes with a more modest price tag and a sense of financial relief. In a market where every dollar counts, the rising prices challenge not only consumers' wallets, but also the long-term strategies of automakers. Companies that once prided themselves on offering a wide range of models at competitive prices may now be forced to re-examine their pricing strategies and product lines. The pressure to maintain affordability while covering the increased costs of domestic production could drive manufacturers to innovate in cost reduction techniques or even rethink their market segmentation strategies. But will higher prices force automakers to rethink affordability? Trade battles brewing. Across the global stage, this policy does not just affect consumers in the United States. Major trade partners like Germany, Japan, and South Korea are already considering striking back with retaliatory measures. Since these countries play key roles in the global car supply chain, they see this policy as a serious challenge to established international trade norms. This could spark major friction and even shift how trade relationships in the automotive industry work. On top of that, the policy might break a key deal that helps stabilize prices and trade between the United States, Mexico, and Canada. If seen as a move that ignores open trade rules, it could lead to legal battles under global trade organizations like the United Nations World Trade Organization. Experts warn this could cause lengthy disputes, putting both the automotive industry and the wider economy at risk. The fallout could be huge. If countries start placing new tariffs and restrictions on each other, industries that depend on freely moving goods may be hit hard. This ripple effect might reshape the global economy, with protectionist policies taking over from free trade principles. The big question is, could this policy be the trigger for a new global trade order? Pride versus practicality. In the midst of these economic challenges, there is a cultural dimension that cannot be overlooked. There is a growing surge of national pride among consumers who see American-made cars as a symbol of quality, reliability, and patriotism. For many, the notion of supporting domestic production resonates deeply, evoking a sense of belonging and a renewed commitment to national values. In towns and cities where manufacturing plants have been revitalized, local communities are experiencing a newfound sense of optimism. These regions, long plagued by economic decline and job losses, are now seeing a promise of renewal as new factories open their doors and investments pour in. However, this cultural shift is not without its challenges. The emotional appeal of national pride must be balanced against the stark reality of higher costs. Consumers who might be inclined to support American-made vehicles are also acutely aware of the impact that these higher prices can have on their everyday lives. The dream of owning a brand new car that proudly displays the Made in America label comes with a significant financial sacrifice. For many families, the decision becomes a constant tug of war between the desire to support domestic industries and the practical need to keep household budgets under control. Stories from communities that have experienced a renaissance thanks to new manufacturing plants highlight the complex interplay between pride and practicality. While local businesses thrive and employment opportunities increase, the everyday consumer may still struggle with the higher costs that accompany these positive developments. In such scenarios, the ultimate question is whether the sense of pride can override the practical concerns associated with elevated prices and reduced affordability. Environmental trade-offs. The transformation of the automotive industry is not solely an economic or cultural phenomenon. It also carries significant environmental implications. Shifting large-scale production back to domestic soil is a massive undertaking that affects the entire environmental landscape. On one hand, localized production has the potential to reduce the carbon footprint associated with long-haul transportation of parts and finished vehicles. With shorter supply chains, the energy expended in moving goods across continents can be markedly reduced. However, there is a flip side to this coin. The process of establishing new domestic production facilities is resource intensive. Building or expanding factories requires large quantities of raw materials, and the associated construction activities contribute to increased carbon emissions. Furthermore, localizing entire supply chains means that previously optimized global logistics will need to be rebuilt from scratch, a process that may initially result in greater environmental impact. The challenge lies in managing this transition in a manner that minimizes negative ecological consequences, while still delivering the economic benefits of domestic production. To address these environmental trade-offs, there is a growing emphasis on clean energy investments and sustainable resource management. Innovative solutions such as renewable energy-powered factories and advanced recycling programs for automotive components are being explored. These measures are not merely reactive, but are part of a broader strategy to ensure that industrial growth does not come at the expense of environmental sustainability. Investments in clean technology and green infrastructure could play a critical role in mitigating the negative effects of increased domestic production, paving the way for a future where economic development and environmental responsibility go hand in hand. Can the United States balance industrial growth with sustainability goals? American manufacturers on the rise. United States automakers are seizing the moment as policy-induced market shifts force a realignment of the competitive landscape. Traditional giants such as Ford Motor Company and General Motors are exploring new strategies to expand their dominance in an environment that increasingly favors domestic production. Ford, renowned for its expertise in producing rugged trucks and sport utility vehicles, is investing heavily in modernizing its factories and streamlining operations to meet the evolving requirements. This strategic focus not only enhances the company's ability to deliver high-quality products, but also reinforces its connection with American consumers who value durability and reliability in vehicles. General Motors, with its long history of innovation and a reputation for excellence, is also redirecting its efforts towards strengthening its domestic operations. The company is reinvesting in advanced manufacturing facilities and integrating digital technologies into its production processes. These initiatives are designed to reduce production costs over over time while simultaneously improving vehicle quality. At the same time, Tesla, which already maintains a significant production footprint within the United States, views the new policy as an opportunity to further solidify its leadership in the electric vehicle market. By leveraging its established operations and focusing on continuous innovation, Tesla aims to set new industry standards and drive growth in a market that is increasingly defined by sustainability and technological advancement. Could this be a turning point for United States industrial leadership? The convergence of market shifts, robust domestic policies, and aggressive reinvestment strategies may well herald a renaissance in American automotive manufacturing, a shift with the potential to reshape the industry for generations. Innovation at a crossroads. As the channels for international collaboration begin to narrow under new domestic mandates, a significant challenge emerges: the risk that innovation may slow. For decades, global partnerships have served as a catalyst for breakthroughs in electric vehicle technology and the development of autonomous driving systems. The free flow of ideas, components, and expertise across borders has accelerated research and development, resulting in faster innovation cycles and more efficient production techniques. However, the new emphasis on domestic production places greater pressure on United States research and development teams to drive these advancements independently. In response, research laboratories and technical centers across the country are being tasked with compensating for the reduced global interaction. Engineers are now compelled to push the boundaries of what is possible in the realms of electric vehicle design and automation technology. While the isolation from traditional international partnerships carries the risk of slowing progress, it also opens up opportunities for homegrown innovation to flourish. With increased investments in research and development, American companies are now pioneering cutting-edge production technologies. From advanced robotics and artificial intelligence to state-of-the-art manufacturing systems that promise to revolutionize vehicle production. This critical juncture forces United States companies to choose between the comfort of established global practices and the bold, uncharted territory of domestic innovation. The pressure on United States-based research and development is immense, yet it could lead to breakthroughs that not only meet the new regulatory demands, but also establish new benchmarks for the entire industry. Will this policy redefine the future of automotive innovation? As the nation rallies behind a renewed focus on domestic expertise, the outcome remains uncertain, but the drive to lead in innovation has never been stronger. Reinventing supply chains. The transformation of the automotive sector is not limited to changes in production facilities and research laboratories. It also extends to the very backbone of the industry, the supply chain. Historically, global supply chains have been meticulously crafted to maximize cost efficiency through international sourcing of parts and labor. Now, the mandate to produce domestically is compelling a radical rethinking of these established networks. American suppliers, both large and small, are emerging as crucial players in this evolving ecosystem. Domestic suppliers are being called upon to fill gaps left by the retrenchment of global operations. Established companies, which once relied on a network of overseas partners, are now investing in local production and innovation. At the same time, small and medium-sized enterprises across the nation are seizing the opportunity to expand their operations and establish new partnerships with major automakers. These regional businesses bring agility and innovative approaches to logistics, resource management, and sustainable production practices, positioning them as indispensable contributors to a reimagined supply chain. Innovation in logistics is also taking center stage as companies invest in digital tracking systems, automated warehousing solutions, and advanced inventory management technologies. These innovations aim to streamline operations and reduce the vulnerabilities that have long been associated with international supply networks. By fostering a resilient, domestically focused supply chain, American automakers hope to mitigate risks and drive efficiency throughout the production process. How will this policy transform America's industrial ecosystem? The reinvention of the supply chain stands as a critical component of the overall strategy to foster domestic production, potentially leading to a more innovative and resilient industrial network. As local suppliers and regional enterprises take on new roles, the automotive industry is poised to experience a profound shift that could redefine its future. Each of these chapters illustrates a distinct facet of the transformation occurring within the United States automotive industry. As traditional manufacturers modernize their operations, research and development teams forge new paths in innovation. and supply chains are reinvented to support local production. The potential for a renaissance in American manufacturing grows ever more tangible. The journey ahead is fraught with challenges, yet it is also laden with unprecedented opportunities, a true turning point in the industrial story of the nation. Ripple effects and infrastructure. This isn't just about cars anymore. America's new industrial strategy could redefine global economics. In a sweeping shift that reaches far beyond the automotive sector, adjacent industries such as technology, steel production, and consumer electronics are already beginning to feel the ripple effects. The mandate to produce domestically is challenging established global production models and compelling companies to rethink long-standing supply chain practices. For instance, industries that once thrived on international sourcing and lower-cost manufacturing are now evaluating the feasibility of reshoring operations. This move has set in motion a domino effect that may ultimately foster a widespread shift toward domestic production in sectors as varied as information technology and metal fabrication. And the implications of this policy are not confined to a single industry, but extend to the economic fabric of the nation. As manufacturing begins to localize, similar measures might soon be adopted by other nations that seek to protect their industries. This could lead to a scenario where countries increasingly rely on homegrown production capabilities rather than global supply networks, reshaping international trade relationships and economic alliances. In this context, the drive for self-reliance transcends individual sectors and challenges the core principles of economic globalization that have defined the modern world for decades. Integral to this transformation is the urgent need to modernize the nation's infrastructure. The call for large-scale transportation and energy upgrades has never been more critical. The current transportation networks, comprising rail systems, highways, and ports, must be overhauled to handle increased domestic production volumes. Investments in upgrading rail networks, modernizing power grids, and expanding port facilities are essential components in supporting a robust manufacturing sector. These infrastructure improvements will not only facilitate the movement of raw materials and finished goods, but also serve as a catalyst for regional economic development. Moreover, the modernization of infrastructure promises to bring significant benefits to communities across the country. Regions with manufacturing heritage, such as those in Michigan, Ohio, and other industrial hubs, could experience a revitalization fueled by new investments. The establishment of state-of-the-art facilities and the development of new transportation corridors will likely stimulate local economies, create job opportunities, and boost ancillary industries. This expansive approach to infrastructure is envisioned as the backbone of America's industrial resurgence, offering the potential to sustain long-term economic growth and competitiveness on a global scale. Which makes you question, are we witnessing the start of a new global economic era? Securing America's future and shaping identity. In an era marked by uncertainties and global disruptions, supply chain security has emerged as a critical pillar of national defense. Recent challenges, such as the semiconductor shortage that severely impacted industries worldwide, have underscored the vulnerabilities inherent in relying on external sources for key components. By mandating domestic production, the policy seeks to fortify the nation's supply chains, ensuring that critical industries, ranging from advanced electronics to automotive manufacturing, can operate independently of unpredictable international markets. This shift towards self-reliance is not merely an economic strategy, it is a decisive step towards securing America's future in the face of global instability. The lessons gleaned from past crises have led policymakers to view domestic production as a strategic imperative. Strengthening local manufacturing capacity serves a dual purpose. It reduces dependency on foreign suppliers and simultaneously safeguards national security interests. In times of geopolitical tension or unexpected disruptions, a resilient, homegrown supply chain can provide a much-needed buffer against economic shocks. By investing in domestic production and cultivating a self-reliant industrial base, the nation aims to emerge stronger and more capable of weathering future crises. Supporting local industries is not just an economic strategy, it is a revival of the values that built America's strength and prosperity. The renewed focus on Made in America is sparking a cultural transformation, reigniting national pride by celebrating the ingenuity and hard work of American workers. Every product made on home soil stands as a testament to the nation's resilience, creativity, and determination to lead on the global stage. This movement also restores hope in the American dream, providing opportunities for countless families and communities through the creation of stable, well-paying jobs. Investing in local industries strengthens the economic backbone of the country and reinforces the idea that America's best days are ahead, not behind. However, embracing this optimism does not mean turning away from the world. The challenge and opportunity lies in blending national ambition with global collaboration. By supporting local businesses while nurturing strategic international partnerships, America can achieve a future where domestic innovation thrives alongside global cooperation. But now, the question, is this policy a return to America's industrial roots or a gamble with high stakes? Let's talk about it in the comments section below. Thanks for watching.